MiniWarGaming, speed the cooler, bat rap.
Welcome back to Tab Turn 2, and basically seeing if the remainder of my reserves will come in now. The Firewire team does come in, as do the Broadsides, because they are coming in on 2+. So these Firewires move up and immediately get out of their Devilfish, and the other Broadsides move in on the far corner. And now we've got my Battlesuit. He does rally because he has a bonding knife, so he gets a chance to rally and moves off. Back, moving is 3 inches, but he can't go any further than that. The Pathfinders, these ones jump out into the crater there, and the other Pathfinders jump out onto the top of the building, hoping to try and get a few snapshots this turn and then be ready to start marking the enemy Orks that are all hiding in their fortifications. Now I've got my other Hammerhead moving up, keeping its front armor facing those Deffcopters because I do not want them to get shot. The commander, he decides he's just going to walk straight forward. He's got high armor and feel no pain and an invuln. Now I use my stratagem, which essentially I pick 2 points within 8 inches, and then each of those points scatter 2d6. And the first one hits, the other one hits as well, I believe. Oh, this one goes off and we chase after it. And it was a hit as well. So they both hit, so anything underneath them take D3, strength 10, AP 2 hits. And the first one does 1 wound to his large critter there, and the other one we then roll, it does 2 hits against the tank, and it gets 1 glance and 1 pen, I believe. Or no, they're 2 pens. One of them immobilizes him, and the other one makes it so he can't move or shoot this turn. Or he can't shoot, so he couldn't move, and now he can't shoot. So it's just a little wreck with 1 hull point left. It's still going though, and next turn will be back in action. Now I start markering and trying to hit the Coptas. I do actually get 1/6, so it's hit, and then I use that to beef up those ballistic skill of those Fire Warriors, hitting on 3s, and now they're re-rolling 1s because they do have preferred enemy thanks to the Ethereal being killed. Wounding on 4s, re-rolling the 1s to wound as well, and he has to make a bunch of 4-ups, which he easily does. So only 3 wounds, so he loses 1 Copter and 1 wound on another one. I have the drones from my Devilfish fire, and they're hitting on 5s, but they are twin-linked. They wound on 4s, and they do 2 wounds, but he makes both of those saves as well. Now I've got my Fire Warriors who've gone to ground, shooting at the plane. They're snap firing anyway, so they're hitting on 6s regardless, and I do get to still reroll those 1s. So I've got 3 hits so far, and I reroll the 1s, and don't get any more. But I've got 3 hits, and he's got a roll, and I don't actually do any damage. Now I fire the large blast from the Hammerhead into the unit of Deffcopters. It scatters 2 inches over, and it really hits 4 of them anyway. And so I roll a bunch of wounds here, because I'm also shooting my burst cannon. So the green ones are the large blast, and the other ones are the burst, and it does a whole bunch of wounds because he does not get an armor save against it. And then he takes another wound because he does get a save against the burst cannons. My Battlesuit tries to, or my, not my Battlesuit, the other guys, they shoot missiles, Broadsides. They fire their missiles, their smart missiles, and hit with 2, and they get a pen and a glance. So because the vehicle had already been glanced, it actually goes down. He had decided not to jink, so it scatters 8 inches straight back onto the the Ludas, hitting and wounding 2 of them, and they then fail their armor saves. So the Broadsides did shoot down that plane and took out 2 of the Ludas with it. And now the Battlesuit Commander tries to take a pot shot with his plasma rifle, hits and wounds, but he's got a 4-up armor save right now. And he's debating here whether or not he wants to go to ground. He decides against it because there's no real point, and he makes his armor save easily. Then the other Devilfish, it goes flat out because I forgot to move it this turn, and this one also moves flat out. And I was debating about how far away I wanted to be. I wanted to be 12 inches back, and now I roll for my commander, who gets to jump again because it is only 1d6 because he's not as fast thanks to his iridium. Here I'm deciding whether or not I want to move forward or back, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go all the way. And this guy, he moves up as well, another 8 inches, running back towards the battle, even though he's lost his little brothers there. The Deffcopters on the far side, though, they actually failed their leadership on an 8. They needed a 7. They run 3d6. And run clean off the board, so the 1 unit of Deffcopters is destroyed. Orks turn 2 begins. He does still have a few reserves though that will come back to try and beef him up. All the Choppa boys actually don't come in. Those cursed Tau dice do not help. Mech Boy runs into the fortress. This battle wagon takes off, passes its immobilized check as it drives over the wall, And the other Deathcopters move up. Now they want to blow up my other Devilfish, having destroyed my Hammerhead. So they move up right there, avoiding all the difficult terrain, because he doesn't want to do a dangerous terrain check, even though it's not really a big deal for the Coptas, having 2 wounds and a 4-up save, but you never want to take those risks. The Orc, little Squiggoth, takes a few steps here, does walk through difficult terrain as it jumps over the wall. He's just deciding where he wants to go. Then the rockets fire from the looted, or the Coptas, into the back of my tank. He hits with 2 of them, and then he needs 2s to glance. 1 glance, 1 pen. I make the cover save for the pen, and I fail the glance, but that's okay. The looters then decide they're all going to shoot my commander. They've got 3 shots each, so a whole bunch of shots, hitting on 5s and 6s, and wounding on 2s. He gets about 6 wounds, but I save all of them with my 2-up save. Now he has all the shooters, including the large blast weapon that they have on the turret there. The large blast does scatter a little bit and misses him, but they all have all of their shots from their strength 4 assault guns, and he fires everything he's got, does a bunch of hits, a bunch of wounds, but I make every 2-up armor save, so the commander's fine there. He fires the heavy bolter from the automated gun, does a hit, does a wound, and I make that save as well. Now he shoots the large battle can that's on top of that fortress. This one scatters another 5 inches and misses right there. Now he shoots a solid shot from the Squiggoth, which actually misses as well, and moves his tank up in the flat out, trying to get closer. So the end of turn 2, not looking too good for the Orcs. They've lost another unit of Devcopters, and I was really lucky with the armor saves on both the Devilfish and the commander. So we'll see what happens here in the beginning of part 3, and whether or not the Tau can plant the flag, because we're still shooting at each other. When I have to get into close combat, we'll see whether or not I can still hold on.